Hello, Namaste students. I hope you are all fine at home. Today let us discuss accounting for mergers and acquisitions. Now let us see the meaning of mergers here. A merger refers to a combination of two or more companies, usually of not greatly disparate size, into one company. A merger involves the mutual decision of two companies to combine and become one entity. It can be seen as a decision made by two equals. So, merger refers to a situation when two or more companies or existing firms combine together and form a new entity. That is, merger is a marriage between two companies of roughly same size. It is thus a combination of two or more companies in which one company survives in its own name and the other ceases to exist as a legal entity. So I hope you got the meaning. It is a combination of two or more companies. Okay, now let us move to next slide. It is a definition we'll see. So here we have taken the definition given by L.H. Haney. So according to Professor L.H. Haney, merger is a form of business organization which is established by the outright purchase of the properties of constituents, organizations and the merging or amalgamating of such properties into a single business unit. It is a form of business organization. Merger is a form of business organization which is established, which is set up by the outright purchase of the properties of constituents or organizations and the merging or amalgamating of such properties into a single business unit. That is, a single business unit must be formed. That is, here merger according to L.H. Haney. So in a merger, one business unit acquires the other business unit. Remember, the acquiring company retains its entity while the acquired loses its entity. That you have to keep in your mind. For example, we'll take the examples of some mergers here. Acquisition of Modern Food Kishane, Tata Oil Mills Company Limited, that is Tomco, Quality Walls, etc. by Hindustan Level Limited, HLL. Okay, then one more here example you can see here. Acquisition of ANZ Greenlace Indian operations by Standard Chartered, Times Bank by HDFC Bank, Bank of Madura by ICICI Bank, like this. Even acquisition of Voltas and Alvin by Electrolux, subsequently Electrolux's Indian operations were acquired by Videocon International. Recent international mergers include acquisition of Gillette by PNG, that is Procter and Gamble, Beta Pharma. Then Ranbaxy, IBM's PC division by Lenovo, Compaq by Hewlett Packard. These are all the some examples of mergers. So you can see that. Now we'll see what are the types, different types of mergers. Here there are three types written here. You can see horizontal merger, vertical merger and conglomerate merger. Then what is horizontal merger? Horizontal mergers takes place. Remember, horizontal mergers take place where the two merging companies produce similar product in the same industry, similar product. Here you can see the picture, both the pictures are same. Example given for the horizontal mergers. Here both the pictures are same. It means same kind of productions are going on there. Means they are producing same product. Take for example, if they are producing, if one company is producing books, another company is also producing books. So same kind of business is being run there. Okay, that is what here is horizontal merger. Then next, what is vertical merger? Vertical mergers occur when two firms, each working at different stages in the production of the same good, they combine together. They are this again combining of two businesses. They are producing the same goods but in different stages. Stage of production is different. Yeah, that is a here thing. So you can see here again a vertical merger is given. Uber is given. Tummy Foods is given here. So one is in the upper stage, another is in the lower stage. Then third one is conglomerate merger. What is conglomerate merger is? Conglomerate mergers takes place when the two firms operate in different industries. Different industry, totally they are in different industries. One may be producing here food, another may be of marketing, one may be here the here textile business, another may be what here transportation, like this it is. That is what here is conglomerate merger. Such here business come here combined together, then the such here merger is called conglomerate merger. Now let us next we'll see the meaning of amalgamation. Now let us see the meaning of amalgamation. Here amalgamation signifies the transfer of all or some part of assets and liabilities of one or more than one existing company or two or more companies to a new company, right? Here amalgamation here here one or more existing company, either they transfer all, either they can transfer all the assets and liabilities to another company or some part of assets and liabilities to another company, another existing company and new companies. Here in the exist either it here it the existing company, in the existing company the business will be continued, or two or more companies combined together and new company will be formed. That is what here is amalgamation. So let us see the meaning here. In amalgamation, remember, two or more companies combine to create a new company. Two or more companies. Two or more companies combine to create a new company. All the combining companies lose their separate existence and entity, which are combining, remember, which are combining, which are going to here come forward to combine with the existing company, or both are combined together, they are going to lose their entity and separate entity and existence. The new company takes place over all existing assets and liabilities of the companies amalgamated. Remember, the new company allots its shares to the shareholders of the amalgamating companies. The new company only gives. Right? Now let us see the definition here. What the definition says. Afterwards, we'll see the meaning once again. So, according to here, Halsbury's law of England, amalgamation is the blending of two or more existing companies into one undertaking. Two or more existing company into one undertaking. The shareholders of each blending companies becoming substantially the shareholders of a company which will carry on blended undertaking, where blended undertaking blend mix it together, where blended undertaking if it is carried on, then the old year company shareholders will here continue here also as a here shareholders. There may be amalgamation by transfer of one or more undertaking to a new company. Some here one or more undertakings will be there that will be transferred to new company. It can be carried on. Or transfer of one or more here undertaking to an existing company. So already existing company will be there. So one or more undertaking maybe a transfer to that company. Then in the name of existing company only the business continues. Okay. So like this also can be done. Now for example, some examples we can see here. For example, Arcelor. It is the world's largest steel company. Now which has been acquired by Mittal Steel. So it came into being as a result of amalgamation. It is a result of amalgamation. Mittal acquired the Arcelor. It is the result of amalgamation. Keep in mind. Again, for a French steel company, Usinor amalgamated with Australia of Spain and Arbeda of Luxembourg in the year 2002, and the new company formed out of this amalgamation was named as Arcelor. So it is a new company. Here two companies here. In the first year company, Arcelor was taken by Mittal company and the company name here continued as Mittal company only. Okay, take this is one because Mittal company is existing, Mittal Steel company existing one. So here Arcelor undertaking mixed or blended with this. So the name of the Mittal company continued. In the second case, French steel company Usinor amalgamated with the Australia of Spain, French and here company Usinor and Australia of Spain and one more Arbed of Luxembourg. These three companies in the year 2002 blended or amalgamated and the new company formed out of these three companies amalgamation. The new company name was Arcelor, right? Like this also here, three people here companies together combined and formed a new company, Arcelor. And Arcelor is now it is recently taken over by Mittal, and here the business is here in the name of Mittal only. Like this it here, how it can be amalgamation can be uh, amalgamation business can be carried out. Okay. Now we'll see the meaning of acquisition. Here merger we have seen, amalgamation we have seen. Now we see the meaning of acquisition. Here acquisition refers to acquiring of ownership right in the property and asset without any combination of companies. Remember, only what they do acquisition is the acquiring ownership right in the property and asset without any combination of companies. Companies they don't here combine. So what happens in acquisition? Two or more companies may remain independent and they will be having separate legal entity, but there may be change in control of companies. Yes, because here more 50% or more than 51% shares of the one companies, that is here holding company and subsidiary companies will be there. Subsidiary companies, if it is held by the holding company, everything is controlled by the holding company only. So the subsidiary company loses the control over the business, but the name will be of subsidiary company only. So acquisition results in when one company purchases the controlling interest in the share capital of another existing company in any way. So the ways may be controlling interest in the other company by entering into an agreement with a person or persons holding. So sometimes they enter into agreement controlling interest in the other company by entering into an agreement with the person or person who is holding or by subscribing new shares being issued by the other company. So what subsidiary company or what small company is there, if it issues the shares, then here majority of shares are subscribed by the very strong company, then it can have control over that business. Or by purchasing shares of the other company at a stock exchange. And because we know that here all the shareholders are the owners of the business. So when they are owners of the business, so the company has to follow the instruction of the owners, right? If the number of shares held by the shareholders here by a particular shareholder is more than 50%, then obviously the entire control will be in the hands of the particular shareholder. See, a particular shareholder may be a company, right? In the stock exchange, it can purchase when it issues shares or debenture, it can here purchase, or by making an offer to buy the shares of other company to the existing shareholders of that company. So take for example, land the shareholders of a particular company. Now I need money. So what here I am take for example, there is there are two companies A and B. A company is very rich and B company, see A and B are the two companies. And here A company issues shares to the public. Then so many here shareholders here, those who are interested in investment, they buy the shares of the company, and anybody can buy. It is open to public. Take for example, then when the shares are bought by the here public, then those who bought the shares, they are called shareholders. Then here it is the company, here X company, here shares are issued and subscribed by the public. Then they are all called shareholders. Then Y company here, what it can do is, it searches the shareholders who is holding the shares of X company, and it purchases shares from the holders of the shareholders of the X company. So obviously here it happens. It is a, because it's here share market is there. It is here it is a very much speculative will be there. Every moment buying and selling of shares will be there in the secondary market, not in the primary market. In the secondary market, then if we are if I am the shareholders of a X company, if Y company wants to purchase shares from me a little higher rate, then shall be a little more. If I purchase your share for 10 rupees, if it ready to give your 15 rupees per share, then I can sell it. Then I can make profit out of that. So I may be ready to sell those shares to them. Then like this, many shareholders, if they sell X company shares to Y company, then Y company here holds number of shares of X company. Then obviously if it is holding, if a Y company is holding here more than 50 or more than 50% of the shares of X company, then 100% then here, then what happens? Controlling of X company will be in the hands of the Y company, because majority shares are held by the yeah, Y company. Right? Right? Majority shares of X company are held by the Y company. That's why it will be having controlling capacity on the X company. Okay, like this happens. That is what here is acquisition. Okay, afterwards again we'll discuss here afterwards. Just we'll have the meaning. Now we'll see the difference between amalgamation and merger. So the mergers and the amalgamations are form of complete consolidation. So there's here some differences between these two. Let us see what are those. So when we are speaking about the formation of a company, in the amalgamation, two or more independent units combine together to form a new unit. Independent, two or more independent units. They must be independent units combined together to form a new unit. But in case of merger, one unit acquires another. One unit will be strong, another it can acquire the another company, another business. Generally, the larger and financially stronger unit takes over a smaller unit. It is in case of merger. Okay. Then now let us see the second difference here from the point of view of identity. If you see the identity point of view, what difference is there between the amalgamation and merger? The combining units lose their individual identity in amalgamation, right? They lose their individual identity and existence in amalgamation. But in case of merger, the acquirer, those who acquires the business retains the identity, whereas the acquired company loses its identity. You're getting the acquirer, the company which acquires retains the identity, whereas the acquired company loses its identity. For example, when HDFC Bank acquired Times Bank, who is here acquirer? HDFC is the acquirer. It retained the identity, whereas the acquired company, that is Times Bank, lost its identity. Okay, business continue with the name HDFC Bank only. Okay, this is what here. Then when we speak of here speak about shareholders. So in case of amalgamation, shareholders of all the combining units become shareholders in the newly created enterprise. Shareholders of all the combined units, they continue as a shareholders in the newly created enterprise. But in case of mergers, shareholders of the acquired company become the shareholders of the acquiring company. They become the, see, take for example here, HDFC here, Times Bank shareholders become the shareholders of HDFC now after mergers. Okay. Then now let us see shares. When I think of shares, what difference we find? Here in case of amalgamation, shares of the newly created entity is given to the shareholders of the combining units. New shares will be issued in the place of old shares. Remember, in case of amalgamation, shares of the newly created entity, because the here old name will not be there in most of the cases. So shares of the newly created entity is given to the shareholders of the combining units. Those who combine together, for them new shares will be issued in the name of new entity. But in case of merger, shares of the acquirer company, the company which which become here, which is acquirer company is given to the share of the acquired company. If you take the example, HDFC company shares, HDFC bank shares are given to the Times Bank shareholder, because the Times Bank we are merged with the HDFC. So like this it happens. And then next point of difference here is initiative. Here in case of amalgamation, the initiative to amalgamate is generally taken by the combining units. Both the units, those who are combined here, formed together or combining, going to become one company, they initiatives are taken by both the here combined, both or two or more. All are taken, all are taking here this initiative, decision, right? But in case of merger, initiative is generally taken by the acquirer, the company which is acquiring the business of other company. Take for example, HDFC here takes the decision to acquire the Times Bank. Like this. These are the what here difference between amalgamation and mergers. Okay. There are many more differences. Okay, you can see, you can go through them. So anyhow, today for the today's sake, this much enough. We'll see other things in the next video. Until then, bye. Thank you. Okay.